Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody. Day Trader Rockstar back here with you. And I just want to put out that I did a new update on the Extreme Bull Flag. I don't know. I haven't named it officially. What I initially I said Bull Flag Extreme 2020. Now this is a 2020 Bull Flag. Our basic 2020 Bull Flag is a trending um, trade setup where flags typically will move in a direction. You'll have a very good strong trend, and then we'll kind of stair step up. And those little stairs, in all sense, are flags. And the flag is just a small little pullback, and before it continues higher. And we see these in order in a strong market. So if you could identify it early, you could really make some good money off of it. And I've studied flags for so many years that I've built a kind of just a good trading setup off of it using stochastics because that's what I do. I'm sitting here all day, and I'm in front of the I'm in front of the chart. So over time, I start to see the different patterns set up and how they set up and the relationship between the different time frames and the stochastics that I measure and I use. I start to see the rhythm of that, and it becomes something that eventually you start to catch on and stuff and say, oh, I know this set up perfectly, and it works so well. The problem is, as I always say, it's not something that you could time. You have to be there to take the trade. And it's the hard thing about trading is you always want to be in a trade, so you'll make other trades, and those other trades will not be anywhere close as successful these trades will be. When we break them down and we make a criteria for them, the quad rotation that represents all four stochastics in different time frames. That's just part of the formula. And then we have divergence and understanding what a divergence is, and now a flag. So we have these three really good setups that we just have to wait for. And if you could wade through the markets and try to get to these setups, you're going to have a much better chance of being successful in the market. All right? You know what we do here every day. You see it, you understand it, but sometimes you just can't seem to get your fingers wrapped around it. And that comes with time. It really does come with time. I guarantee it will come with time because you'll start to get that discipline, and you have to slow yourself down. You slow yourself down and understand it. Rome wasn't built in a day. You could quote me on that. All right. So I put out the bot. It was called the 2020 flag, and it was basically a great little bot that that identified, and still you have it. Everyone who has the bot or is a member here with the appropriate membership, you have the 2020 bull flag and the 2020 bear flags, and those are standard of what the formula is. Our formula is in kind of our outline of a formula is a strong trending market, right? Usually you get a flagpole before the pullback and then the continuation. So how do we measure that? We measure understanding the bigger trend, and the bigger trend has to be up. And for a strong trend up, either the 60-10 has to be pointing aggressively higher, or it has to be above the 85 line. And originally I said 80 because we wanted that, get ourselves missing opportunities. It works better above 85, but 80 will give you a few more flags that will work just as well. So you have to kind of feel it out. But this new version, you're going to see what I've done, and the results off of it have been pretty good. But basically, what we're looking for is that strong stochastic, nice pushback, and a pullback here. Now, this pullback didn't get back to the 20 before pushing back up right there. See that? Let's make sure I'm recording the right screen here. I know I am. God, I've had bad luck on the recording the last couple of days. Anyway, so we typically watch for that 9-3 rotation. Now everyone says, "All right, John," or John, you told me that the perfect setup for a flag is a rotation down to the 20 and this holding above 80. All right, and if you do see that, it is usually a great opportunity. But lots of times, the flag is so strong we never get down to the 20 on this rotation, and it pushes higher. And that's just a strong trend. It doesn't have just doesn't have there's too much strength in it, too much momentum. It carries through before getting oversold. It is what it is. So I always say the nice little perfect flag is a fast pullback as close to 20 as you can get, and this holding at strength higher than 85. 80 is our baseline, borderline, bottom part of that. If you want to analyze that, you'll see that the stronger that trend, and we could do that now on the new script. So everything was just programmed in on the 2020 bull and bear flag that you have. It's just hard coded in. Price has to stay above the 20-period moving average. The 9.3 has to get down to a certain level. The 60-10 has to be above 80. There's a couple other things that I put in there for slopes and stuff. The slope of the stochastics, some moving average stuff that is also added to kind of keep us from getting run over and just keep us steady. And it works great. It's a fantastic thing. But over the last few months, I've noticed how well these flags have been working. And some of the other things that really count that I've always known, and I always describe. What I do is I describe live, like how it's, what this means. Hey, if we could hold above the 20, where's the price? If the price is above the 200-period moving average, you should be trading these flags. If the price is underneath the 200-period moving average, if you do have that flag, it's probably it's probably going to roll over. So I always say if it's underneath the 200, you take your profits on a 9.3 rotation above 80. Now this sounds like a lot of like, what the hell is he talking about? 9.3, 60, 10. It's like a football game. It just, these are just, it's all math. It comes down to math and momentum. And the 9.3, if that rotates back down and you can see the relative strength in the 60-10, and you're up above the 20, way above the 200, all these things are pointed to the market going higher, and that's going to give you your confidence and to take that trade. The perfect trade, of course, is, that above 85. This comes down to 20 quickly. See, the 20 people you could see and you visualize as, oh, it's 20. He made a name. He gave me a number. So I could look at that number and say, yes, that's, check it off, take the trade. It's very easy to do that. But you have to adapt to trading and understand that there's a lot of great setups, and not every setup is equal. Not every great setup is equal. There's going to be really great setups and great setups. This is a great setup too. You just have to figure out why turn back up here. Is it the usually you can even see the strength of the stochastics if they're above 85, but also the previous history and the trend lines underneath it too. I didn't even mention the trend line here. That was pretty good. It's right there. This is a nice little trend line here. All right, so there was a lot of things that we wanted to improve. I wanted to improve on the flag because of the knowledge that I knew that I didn't really, and I didn't program into the flags. Like this is a new improved flag, but some of the things what we just talked about the 200-period moving average. Hey, what happens if if it's better than to be above 85 and you have it hard coded at 80? How do I do that? Well, you can't. I'm gonna have to readjust it for you and stuff. And now it's send out a new version. So what I did is redid everything, and I made all these options. You're able to take these options. So I defaulted it all in, and I'll go over it one more time because I just updated it. And when I updated it, take everything from yesterday's video and add a new upgrade to it. So this is going to be version, I think, 1.3, really officially, if I'm going to do that type of, like I'm a real programmer. All right. Let's see here. Let's not lose my train of thought. All right. So you're looking at two charts here. This is chart 1 and chart 2. Chart on the right has yesterday's version. No, actually, this chart on the right is the new version. The chart on the left was yesterday's version. So what I added was, and again, take it that you all watched yesterday's version. If not, that has all the instructions and stuff on it. So, right, this is the one. So what we added to it here is the Bullflagextreme 2020. And I want to undo this here. Apply. So now we have all our things. So I want to go over this real. Use, again, I have the 200 period filter. So that's very important. I was said earlier, well, do we want to take bull flags above the 200 or below the 200? We want to take them above. You could almost say, it won't trigger any flags if you're trading bull flags. If that's what you're trading. Now this is long and short. So that 200 period filter is very important. I would just recommend keeping it on. Now this is kind of gives you the strength. You have the required above 50 or below 50, depending on long or short. Above 20 or below 20. Now the 15, 20 lots of times are major moving averages that come into play with flags. They do. If you have a nice flag, especially that very strong 2020 bull flag, it pops up off the 20, drifts back to the 20, and then bounces off of that and flags out. And sometimes when that doesn't go, it comes down a little further, it usually holds the 50. And those two are very important. If it kind of breaks through the 50, it's not really a flag. It's more of a channel or something else developing. But it really depends on where the 50 is. Sometimes the 50 and the 20 are close by each other. It really depends on how the chart is set up. But you have a choice to take the trades, and I'll show you those in a second. All right. Up above the 20. All right, use safety net. You heard me talking about the safety net. I put the safety net on the trading view scripts. We'll add this to the trading view scripts too. It's not done. I'm just doing this script on the Ninja Trader right now. So we have the safety net. Now what the safety net is going to do, it's going to take your trade off on your first rotation of the 9-3. So if you're long and you get a fast rotation on the 9-3, doesn't matter where it is, it's going to come off. It's going to come off. Your trade's going to close out. All right? So if that's checked, that means your safety net is on, and automatically you're going to get taken out of your trades on your 9-3 rotation. It's almost like a watchdog saying, like so many times people don't pay attention to that and how volatile the market is. If you want to get a good setup, this will almost always give you a profit. If you're getting stopped out with this, you're getting a profit. With a what do you call it? A safety net, and it'll be labeled on there. And then here, your overbought and oversold level. So if you say, well, John says that you get better setups of 85, then you put it at 85. If you said, well, he goes, wow, if you wanted really get real strong setups, put it at 90. All right, and that's going to probably take your trades down from 10 to maybe 2 trades or something, because you don't get that often. But those trades will be very successful. Same thing, if it's at 90, you might not get a pullback to 25. It might be too strong. So you might want to raise this up to 50. So you have a 90-50. You're capturing, you're saying, wow, this is really strong, and I'm under 50. That means it's going to turn back up, but it's not going to make it all to 20. If I'm down under 50 and it's still above 90, most likely it's going to turn back up. So I would make that a 50 and capture those. All right, and you could experiment with all those. Lot size, everything else is the same. Contract, you take off here. Target contracts, you take 3 off. And the profit, take profit at 30 ticks. Like I said, I always keep that a little higher. That way we could let it run. I haven't tried 0 there to make it an open-ended trade. If you want to give that a shot, let me know how that worked. Your short setup is here, same thing. 25, 85. I put 75 as default 15 because I was testing it on that, so that's defaulted out. Your account. Now, this is important too. You can enable a long. Now, if you enable long, if you want to apply any of these, you apply those to the longs or shorts. Or you could do short. All right. Boom, boom. You could do a short. Short works great. Same step, just reversed. Or you could do both. Boom, like that. That sounded. So we're going to do both. We'll do both just to watch it smoke. Apply. Boom. All right, so now we activated this. Now, oh. What do we add here? Did you guys see this? Now I'm interested. I didn't realize this is on sim right now. I did have this on Bitcoin earlier. I was running some stuff on Bitcoin, so it was still running the flag apparently. So I switched it on. I didn't realize. So I just looked now and look at that fast rotation, hold it above 90, a big flag. It triggered. It had a big flag. Um, I have never, I've always been looking at the back. This is the first time we actually seeing the live trade being taken. Now, in the middle of the night, I'm not saying that anything's going to happen here. We're at the highs of the session, and this doesn't have the thing on it. But I want to go back and show you what we're looking at here. All right, wherever I was here, I was at 9:55. Somewhere. Sorry for this interruption. I think it was here. No. 9:50. Oh. Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do. Excuse me. What we're gonna do here. Sorry for the distraction. My throat. I'm gonna run this script too. I think I just disabled it before because it is running now. So it is running. So let's go and see if we see anything. Just remember that 9:30 area. Well, I should see something here. Why am I not seeing anything? I'm not seeing anything now. Oh, here's a exit session loss. Something's wrong here. Hold on. So I should always. It's why you should always. Oh, you know what? Do not use the EMA filter if you're using longs and shorts. You won't get any trades. No trades will come out because it says filter if you're long, don't take a trade above or when it's underneath 200, and if it's short, don't take a trade when it's above that. So my bad on that filter there. Hopefully that was the issue. I can't believe I just thought of it. It might not have been the issue though. Maybe it was too easy. Oh yeah, it was the issue. That was the issue. All right, so that means it's a free for all. So here we go. This is at what time is it? 3:05. 3:05. I'm going to go out to 3:05 just to 3:05 to show you the comparison here. Is that it? No. Yeah, that might have been it. Oh, because of this trade I'm in. You know what? This is on a sim account. It's zero. It's flat. Well, remember that we'll come back and look at it, but I'm going to take it off so I can get my charts to go back to normal. And I could do my scripts. My script went off when it was active, so enable long. All right, there it is. 200 EMA. Safety net is in. So I'm going to I guess I'll take the safety net off on this one now. All right, sorry about that. So this one is going to have the safety net on. This one is not going to have the safety net on. I'm trying to line them up together, so you can see the trades. So they're both running the extreme flag setup. I think they both have the same parameters set up. So the trade should be there, but I want to show you how this exits. So this will be a long here, a nice long, right off the 20-period moving average of rotation, and push it up. And right when we get above that 80 level, the profits are now. It did move a little higher before moving back down. Now, because you're out of it here, it frees it up for any other trades. There happened to be another one here, and I think it just went sideways and then stopped out. Now over here, you had the same trade. Actually, you didn't have the same trade because, for some reason, there was a trade back here that was in. Let me take a look at the parameters on this. Let me double check the parameters because you're going to want to know that anyway. I'll try to look through it. I'll try just to look. All right, star trail ticks is 8. 8. That's real tight. All right, that's 8 star trail ticks. Trailing by 8. On this one, I think it's like, this is much bigger. Star trail ticks is 12. 12. And that whole thing about that right there, you know what that does? That gets you in a trade. Where the hell is it? Yeah. Now you get long here, and you're able to just kind of ride this trade because you have a much wider stop. Especially, it looks like it's probably overnight, and there's not much volume, so you don't, and the market's not giving you. But look at the move now, and you're able to take profits up. Partial profits get hit. That's because your target was 30 ticks higher. Now the trailing stop comes in and takes care of the rest of it. And in this case, it was probably wherever it was here. It dropped out here, and the trailing stop came in. So there's benefits between not having the 9-3 rotation, because the 9-3 rotation would have got you out. In this case, it's not the same trades because this was in a trade. This one wasn't in a trade, so it enabled you to take this trade. So you can't really compare them. So let's go back a little further. I'm just going to go back. We're going to go to the next trade. Sorry if this is a little annoying. I'll try to. All right, this is during the day now. There we go. All right. So here's a flag. This goes back to about 1334. That's weird. Oh, here. There you go. This one has a long here. All right, that's partial. All right, so this trade over here goes up here 30 ticks, pulls back, trailing stop. New trade comes in here, right? This is at 334. I think I have this hitting here. 332. I think it'd be. Oh, you know what? Again, it was in a trade. That's why it didn't trigger at the same time. That's a different pullback. It was up here. Anyway, the entry here didn't capture all this move because of the safety net. That's what the point is. That's the point. It takes you off when that 9-3 gets over 80. In some cases, it's going to take money out of your hands. I mean, this thing could have ran. But the time to use that, if you don't use it 200, if you're taking trades in a downtrend, that's what you always want to use. That's what I call the safety net. But if there's so many now things that we could tune. Look at this. Boom. Safety net. Gets you out right there. And right when that gets overbought, it pulled back. You didn't need to list, I don't want to deal with this anyway, How do you know you're going to get out of here? Like, all right, I want to hold through this and it's going to go higher. Most people are not going to be able to hold through, giving it all back. First of all, your entry, this had a good entry. Great entry. Wow, what a real good entry. And a good exit, pretty much a really good exit. Wow, they're getting better than that. But if you even didn't have a good entry and you got up here, and most of us would, our entry would be up here somewhere. Before you know it, you're down here and you have to make a call. You don't even want to deal with that. You want to buy the weakness or buy that 9-3 rotation. 9-3 rotation when the stochastics are very strong. This is at 88. This is full-blown bullishness right here. So in both of these cases, fast rotations above the 80, much stronger trend. Now this one over here, this is also a safety net. This one has a bigger trailing stop. Remember, I have the trailing stop on 12 on this. So you're getting these bigger moves, and it has no trailing stop. If I activate, watch what happens. These these are nice trades, right? Beautiful flag here. Look at the big move up here. Partial profit, then trailing. Big flag here, all the way up. Big flag here, all the way up. Let's keep that there. And now let's go to this. Let's apply this. And let's go to safety net. And let's see what happens to the trades. All right, so there you go. So enter safety net, enter safety net, enter safety net. That's okay. You know what? That's 2 points, 2 point net 2.5. I don't mind that. I don't, but I tell you, it does get rid. Some cases you're gonna like, wow, that safety net saved me, got me out right at the right time, which it should do. Because you don't want to deal with this. So you have this option. Look at this thing here. This is shooting off like a machine gun here. Bam, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Might go further. In, out, in, out. Oh, in, session closed. Wow, that's pretty impressive right there. That's pretty impressive. Let's see if that did this here. This didn't even. Where are we here? Oh, is that a safety net? No. Safety net. Yeah, so now I have a multi. That would be a safety net too, which would be great. That is telling you to get out, and that was a good exit too. I don't care what you say. That's a very hard, to get out. You get greedy on that. Next thing you know, it's coming cratering down on you. So I like the non-emotional trade. I like the automation on this. I like just having everything set up for us. The safety net is, I think, a great tool just to kind of lock you in on taking profits. All right. Now, what you could also do is, let this run. This is going to give you great flags, and you could adjust it. This is like an indicator you can adjust. It has everything. You're able to adjust everything. You could get rid of some bad trades. You could screen up and say, why is these trades? Let me see if I could do that for you. We'll go big screen on this one so we could just concentrate on one thing. Let's see if we could show you one more thing. All right, let's take this. Nice trade here, but this trade here. Now, I talked about this yesterday, and I want to bring this point up again. When we look at our parameters here, apply. You could tighten things up. I like to tighten things up here using the 50-period moving average or the 20-period moving average. A lot of these trades that trade under the 50 will fail. So sometimes I just automatically say you want to be above the 50. Now, did this fit? Wasn't this? Where was this one? Was that above the 50? Because I thought that might have been below the 50. Maybe it was below the 20. Require below the 50? No, it requires above the 50. So if it's under the 50, it won't take the trade. It considers it too weak. That wasn't it, though. That wasn't the 51. It was above the 50. Oh. Yeah, it was over here when it took its trade. That's it. But let's see what's going on now. Now a lot of those trades, you only see trades that are above the 50-period moving average. You won't really see too many weak things. And most likely redundant on having that 200-period moving average. These... you see a lot of these trades kind of disappeared. There was a lot more on the way up here. This should have been one. Maybe this was a little low. Wow, that looks like a pretty decent one right there. And I saw this before. So let's see, why did I lose that from? Doing what? Above the 50, that can't be it. Safety net. Well, it says enable shorts too. Let's see this. What's this? Let's put this on 15. I might default this out for you, everyone, anyway. Because I didn't see you didn't see the shorts yet. Say this would have took it off on the rotation. Instead, if you have a longer, of course, if you have a longer stop and stuff, you don't want to even stick around. Stick around. Save these, at least on the 20. So here's the long that got triggered before on my account before when we were saying, don't, let me take it off, it's bothering me. Here was our long. So you guys got to see that trigger live right there. That was a nice trigger right there. I did take it off, but it was on the same account. I didn't actually have, I didn't realize it was on, but it was left over from some testing. So it did trigger while we were here. But you know what, more and more I like looking at this and messing around with it and kind of tuning it up. I think the best scenario right now, let's take a look at this one more time. I think I will put this out on the, you know, what we had before was 8. And it was taking profits quickly. We'll keep that 85.25. We'll just keep the 200 period moving average, and we'll use that safety net. And let me just do the longs for now. Let's try this. Oh, I don't even have it on my chart before. Put it on. Let's put it on the. Well, let's put it on the live chart. All right. Trailing stop. Oh yeah, look at that. That didn't even get up to the. That didn't even get up to the 9. It looked that big pop right there. It was still a nice 4-point grab, but normally with the. All right, so this is the BFX. So it's going to label itself BFX as a Bullflagextreme. I'm gonna let this run right now, but. Yeah, I just want to let you know that's I do like the safety exit on these. Can't even see that one. Now, the one thing I didn't try this on, I haven't tried it on the 5-minute time frame yet. I would have to change everything. I'll see if let's just, you know what, before we do that, I just want to make sure the shorts are there. If the shorts are not here, I'm not going to, let's fix the shorts here. Go back here. I'm just going to put, so I don't have to wade through them. I had the shorts so tuned up the other day. They were so good. Now, yeah, we're going to see if this is partial profits, initial stop. Oh, it does have the safety exit applied. Yeah. That would have been a good short. Shorts are working fine. Not as many though. Not as many, but the last few days has been actually wasn't that bad. There's a safety exit, which is good. I like that safety exit on the short too. All right. This is what you're supposed to do. Just to give you an example. 60-10 pushing down or underneath the 80. A little fast rotation up. I think I put 75 as our line here in the sand. That's why this one grabbed it at 75. Short comes in. The safety net, the fast rotation, take it off. It did give us a little bounce, but then continue down. Then another little bounce, nice bounce. Again, probably got up to that 75. A little above 75. Underneath the 20-period moving average. I like anything under the 20. Any type of rotation to 90. Under the 20 is a must take. And what I mean by that, this is probably one of the better setups, but they're very hard to come by. But let's put the criteria in there and see if we can find it. So we're on a short. We have shorts enabled, so we're going to go to a short oversold. So I want what do I want? I want the I want to be under the 20. It's required to be under the 20. Required below 50, above 20, below 20. I'm not going to use the filter here. I'll keep the safety net on there just to see. And we're going to see this. Now we're going to move this. Now this, let me see the short setup. Where's the shorts? Short setup here. 15 is good. I like when the 60, now the top line here, the short oversold, that represents the 6, that actually, that's the 9.3. This is the 60 down here. But on the 60, on the short, what am I thinking here? Let me make sure everything's lined up here. I gotta label this a little bit better. Just think whatever this is, overbought and oversold. So just think of it that way instead of thinking the 60. Because this over here, long overbought, is the 60 up above 85, and this is the 9.3 that rotates down to 20, the oversold level. So this will be our 60 here. This will be our 60 period, the oversold, and our 60 is going to be down here. And I think if we could get that 60 down, I find the best strength to come in, or best weakness to really be down there is around 10. And then a rotation, of course, 75, 80. We'll leave it at 75 and see what it gives us. All right. So we tightened it up a little. You see how we're looking for a real weak market with a fast overbought level, and we are required to have the price underneath the 20-period moving average. All right, so let's apply that. I gotta enable it. Now this is getting, now I gotta get rid of this chart too down here. There it is, there it is. There it is. I have to get rid of the charts down here because I'm using these. I forgot to just take them off. I will. I'll make sure I do that next. So very strong, very good flag. Very good flag. And you can see the strong trend. When you're in a strong trend, you're holding under the 20-period moving average, and you get those rotations up. See, if we could even say, if this is under 10, let's see where we were here. I don't think we're under 10 really there. We're right around 11. Once we get under 10, like back down here, it's way under 10. Yeah, it's 9 and change. But that was very close. I mean, you could probably program it in to get some of these. More on that rotation, that fast rotation with the 9.3 rotates up. So I think it's very important to be under the 20, though. Or close around. That's a hard thing to come by. So like I said, you're probably not going to see too many setups. You're not going to see too many setups. I would loosen it up a little. Oh, there's some nice ones. Oh, beautiful. Two nice shorts. This one even went up a little higher, but hey, the weakness was in there. It did rotate over, hit the safety net. Didn't give us much, quarter. This one gave us a little bit more, but got us out on a safety net, which is probably important down here. Eventually, you're going to get, we call that a win-win. So they do show up, but very, very weak markets. And you'll get more of it. You can tune it. You'll find yourself doing that a lot. Everything is tunable. So, all right, so that was weak. That was weak. Weak market. One more. Let's do 15. I think I had 15 before. And let's do 80. No, 75 was good. So let's just keep it that. I think that's the best one right there, actually. And we'll just require it under the 50. Remember, the trailing stop means a lot too. It's all about the trailing stop. I must not have activated it. Fire in the hole. All right, that's it. We're going to get off of this chart. I got to get some work done now. But that's the new update. I think it's great. The safety net. I took those. Not much here. It still has those on. That's a new one. That's what the safety net's supposed to do. So you're kind of coming down to the end of a small little trend. You get oversold. Nothing's really going on. It just takes you out. It doesn't mess around. Because this is a better chance for a bounce. You just don't want to be part of it. It's a little trap at night, or during the day even better. Because you do get those rotations, and you'd rather get out on a rotation. This one almost. Now, the more I think about it, the more I could put those other safety nets in too. I'll do that on the next version if people want that. Just if you think I could improve this, send in your suggestions, and I will do my best to implement those into the thing. But overall, this is great. This is a great script to have. I'll send the new version out. It'll be in the file download. Yeah, look at that. Wow. I like it. I'm going to let it run now overnight. A couple trailing stops come in, but not many. I mean, mostly it's, you tighten everything up here. Yeah, every so often you will have a bad trade because of news, volatility in the market, things that you cannot control. But if you have everything, if in a perfect world, in the perfect rhythm of the market like this is, you could tune this and take advantage of these moves. There's nothing better. All right. So hope you enjoyed that. Version 1.3 added the safety net. If you have any suggestions, just email me, ironaction@yahoo.com.